So we'll be hearing more from these fine folks in a little while, but we're here for a press conference and we're very happy to be here. I'd like to say that we acknowledge that the land we're gathered on today is the land of the Anishinaabe people, the unceded territory, and they've lived here for years and years and thousands of years. And our job as people in a community that's caring and loving, our job really is to respect that and to work hand in hand with the Indigenous folks of the area and across the country, being a national organization as we are.
Nous sommes reconnaissants et reconnaissantes de pouvoir nous rassembler sur cette terre en tant que les prix de musique folk canadienne.
I'd also like to just thank Jocelyne Pettit, Ellen Guerra, and Everest Whitman. Yeah, exactly. As was mentioned, they received the traditional album of the year earlier this year in St. John's, Newfoundland, and they're wonderful musicians who will be playing in the area for the next few days. So if you catch them tonight or tomorrow, I will see you there. And for the next few days, you can check them out at JocelyneandEllen.com. You'll get to see their full show then.
Bon après-midi. I'd like to present the CFMA Board President, le président du Conseil des prix de musique folk, Graham Lindsey, d'Ottawa.
And this is Jocelyne Baribeau. She's our Vice President, and she's from Manitoba. We also are joined today by our Communications Director and one of the other members of the local committee, Brianna Doyle. Hello. The Canadian Folk Music Awards were founded in 2005, and our first event was held right across the river in Gatineau, Quebec, at the Museum of Civilization, Canadian Museum of Civilization, now called the Canadian Museum of History. We'd like to acknowledge that we've had support from countless volunteers over the years. Many of them are here today. We have volunteers from different cities wherever we go every year, and we have people here who are past board members, past volunteers, current board members, all of whom are volunteers. So we're announcing today that we are returning for our 20th anniversary to Ottawa, Gatineau for the 20th anniversary of the Canadian Folk Music Awards. We'll be here from April 3rd to April 6th of next year, and so we're hoping we can see all of you there and all of your friends as well.
Les prix de musique folk canadienne, fondés en 2005, ont tenu leur première cérémonie à Gatineau, Québec. Depuis 20 ans, nous avons été soutenus par de nombreux bénévoles et notre conseil d'administration. Pour notre 20e anniversaire, nous sommes ravis d'annoncer que les prix reviennent à Ottawa-Gatineau du 3 au 6. De avril 2025, là où notre aventure a commencé.
We chose right here at the National Arts Centre to make the announcements because, well, we're coming here in April, and we're very proud and pleased of that. Yes. We will have 4 public concerts for the public, and we will be coming here, and we'll also be going to where it all started, to the Canadian Museum of History. So we're very excited about that as well. And every one of the 4 concerts this year will be an awards concert. So awards will be handed out at each concert, and we love that we're bringing the recognition to every concert.
Nous avons choisi de faire l'annonce ici même au Centre national des arts, car nous nous rendrons ici au CNA ainsi qu'au Musée canadien de l'histoire pour nos 4 concerts et remises de prix publics.
We have 3 concerts happening at the Canadian Museum of History. And those include a concert for songwriters, or a concert by songwriters, on the Thursday night, which is the 3rd of April. We have on the Saturday night a concert for traditional music and music from around the world. And then we have maybe we'll get you.
It's in red, it's my turn. There will be a family music concert on Sunday, April 6th that will be free with a museum ticket. So we certainly encourage folks to head there on Sunday morning of the CFMA event to enjoy family-friendly music, une belle matinée en musique pour les enfants et les grands.
And on the Friday of the week, the CFMA week, we'll be heading here to the Babs Asper Theatre, which is just over there, and it is absolutely stunning. I was in there earlier, I guess late last week, and I'm already excited about our event there.
I can't stop talking about it. Very excited.
So yeah, no, I'm definitely coming. How about you?
I'll be there.
Great.
I promise.
We're proud this year to announce that we are having all our live events, all our concerts this year, powered by Bullfrog Power. So I'm not sure, has anyone heard of Bullfrog Power? Yeah, so I've been a customer myself personally since 2016, and basically what they do is they put power onto the grid to offset the power that we're using. And so what we're doing is we're partnering with them so that every event that we run will be green and powered by renewable energy, because it's really our responsibility to do that as an organization. And we really want to be an organizational leader at the Canadian Folk Music Awards, making sure that we are sustainable as much as we can.
Nous voulons devenir un leader organisationnel dans ce domaine. C'est une excellente première étape dans cette direction et nous sommes fiers d'avoir le soutien de Bullfrog Power.
We have one project that involves the artists as well as the people from the industry, many people from the industry from across the country, internationally in the States and in Europe and in Australia as well, and perhaps elsewhere. It's called the Export Buyers Program. And essentially, it brings industry together with our artists. And every year, that it's existed since 2021, we have had artists report that they've had combined tens of thousands of dollars in gained work for tours happening in the different regions. So we're really proud of that, and it's one of our favorite things to shout from the rooftops or stages. Podiums.
C'est un merveilleux programme qui met de l'avant nos nommés pour les faire rayonner et pour créer plein d'opportunités de réseautage aussi.
Speaking of programs, there's a program called the Order of Folk, and that's something that started in April of this year. And so Jocelyne and I and Brianna were at the event in St. John's, and we were inducted into the Order of Folk. We also created the Order of Folk, so. But the really cool thing about it is, every year since 2011, we've named one person the unsung hero of the year, and we do have one unsung hero here, I believe. Arthur? Arthur McGregor is a founding board member of the Canadian Folk Music Awards. And an absolute fixture in the folk scene and a wonderful human as well. And we also have one more person here in the front row, Chris White, who, happy birthday, Chris. Chris White, who was at the Ottawa Grassroots Festival this year? Alison, I hope so, yeah. Chris was inducted along with Peter Bowie, two of the founders of the festival. So the idea is that we're recognizing people who have a long-standing history of helping a community, and we want to encourage that. And the great thing I find is that we will still continue with the Unsung Hero because we love that project, but this gives us a chance to recognize and acknowledge people in the individual communities where we are. So, well, I guess we'll maybe unveil a little bit about people.
Let's do it.
So we're going to induct two people into the Order of Folk today. Mark DeLorme has been involved in the folk music community. Yes, please feel free to applaud if you wish. Yeah. Mark started in the folk community in Sudbury in 1972, I believe, 72? Yep. Fact checker, he's in the front row. With the Northern Lights Festival Boreal, and he was a member of Gatineau, and he came to the National Capital Region via Toronto to work at the Canadian Museum of History. And he said to me recently, and I love these words, "Music helped me, now I'll help music." So thank you very much, Mark.
I get to call him Marc Delorme. That's what I thought his name was. Marc Delorme est bien connu dans sa communauté franco-ontarienne et apprécié pour ses efforts visant à faire de ce monde un endroit meilleur grâce à son soutien.
The other person we are inducting today is Alison Bowie. Yeah. Alison is a lifelong supporter of music, and she's worked countless shows. Her family has a company that has worked shows, so she's been in since young age, not height. And of course, she's the producer and director of the Ottawa Grassroots Festival. So we are inducting her as well as Mark today. We'll just quickly say Jocelyne and I and Brianna and also Chris and Arthur have a pin on our lapel or wherever we have chosen to put it. And
in my case, it's kind of attached in my hair somewhere over here.
It's a great accessory. And so when we induct people, we give them a pin, and the idea is that when you're around folk musicians or in public settings, if you would like to wear it, we would love for that to be a show of pride that you have been involved in your community and that your community has recognized you. We normally have venues, festivals, and folk clubs and other organizations come to us with recommendations, and then we induct the people that they recommend. In this case, both Mark and Allison have worked with the Ottawa Grassroots Festival, yes, but also the Canadian Folk Music Awards. And so we specifically are saying thank you very much for being involved in your community, our community, and the folk music community. So if you'd like to come up. Yes. You can just present it if you want.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Voilà.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent. Do you want to just have a photo?
Should we go around the podium or?
Let's go over here.
Now look here. Good.
All right. I'd just like to let you know that you can also keep track of all the inductees through our website, which is folkawards.ca.
Ou prixfolk.ca.
And I would also like to acknowledge a number of people and organizations who have been either funders or sponsors, who are some of whom are here today. But we would like to acknowledge Factor and the Government of Canada, because they help us every year in big ways. This year we welcome the National Arts Centre and the Canadian Museum of History as well. We have been helped a lot by the Canadian Services Recovery Fund. Anyone out there who has ever been a juror with our project, we've completely this year revamped the jury process and the submissions process. So it's wonderful work that we've been able to do as a result of them. And then onto the sponsors and partners. We have Tom Fountain here, who shot photos for the first 7 years. Am I right? So as a volunteer, thank you very much, Tom, and you're coming on this year as a sponsor. And we very much appreciate you continuing your involvement in the CFMAs. We have, yeah, absolutely. We have Wavelength Media, Fogarty's Cove Music, the Edmonton Folk Music Festival, Hoban Architecture, who's come on this year locally. Exactly. Peter Kaufman of the Oliver Schroer Estate, who's a long-term sponsor. Pattison Outdoor, the SOCAN Foundation, Calgary Folk Club, as I mentioned earlier, Bullfrog Power, Fish Creek Concerts, NM, which is
l'Alliance Nationale de l'Industrie Musicale.
Merci.
I like how you threw that.
NCRA, who, if you're musicians, you may be familiar with Earshot Distro. Is Eloisa here? Oh, hello. Musicians may want to go say hi to Eloisa afterwards. And the Ottawa Music Industry Coalition, Folk Music Ontario, and of course the City of Ottawa. I've covered a lot of ground. Oh, the biggest thank you today. We are in a wonderful space, and I'd like to say a special thank you to the entire team here.
Un grand merci à Xavier Forget, Heather Gibson et l'équipe du CNA. What a beautiful space to share this great news that we're coming here in April. Moi, je suis très contente. Ça me fait du bien, ça fait longtemps que je ne suis pas venue au CNA. It's such a beautiful place to be.
Oui. I'm very proud of the CFMAs on a lot of fronts. From the very first days, the organization was completely bilingual in terms of every public presentation was in English and French, and so that's why I'm a unilingual Anglophone. Some days I don't speak English either. Jocelyne is fluently English and fluently bilingual in English and French. I am fluent in nothing.
I'm fluent in English. I was like, wow,
Well,
that's fascinating.
I wish I knew. So having Jocelyne here is wonderful because we can, well, it's just not me standing up here, which would be less fun, but Jocelyne's here. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say one of the reasons that j'étais interpellée, the reason I wanted to work with the CFMA was the fact that it was bilingual. When I was the first time nominee, I went to the awards and I couldn't believe it. I'd never been to something where all the hosting, everything was done in both languages, and I just thought it was such a beautiful thing. And it made me feel like, okay, this is an organization that at heart, you know, on est un peu broche à foin, which means we're a little bit like
Swept away?
no, like messy and you know, but we're very good-hearted and hardworking people, and it's been a lot of fun to work with Graham and with the board of directors to keep music happening and celebrating all the folk artists that are across the country, no matter what language and culture they're from, and it's been really a beautiful experience. So that's what called me to work with the CFMAs, and I know a lot of the volunteers probably feel the same.
I would agree, and I think the thing that I got from the CFMAs, my first year was 2012 when it was in St. John, New Brunswick, and I still have friends, I'm sure people in the folk music community here know Sneezy Waters. I met him through the Canadian Folk Music Awards, and we still communicate, we're still friends, colleagues, and whatnot. That sort of connection between people who come out to the Canadian Folk Music Awards, that's, to me, that's something that just lasts forever, and that's wonderful. How many people here are CFMA recipients? I can't put a name. Yeah. A couple of recipients, yes. Mm-hmm. How many people here are CFMA nominees? You're one. Nominees, anyone? Well, I mean, the people who received it.
You're also nominated.
Yeah, exactly. Hands up, there you go.
There we go.
Yep. How many people here are sponsors or partners? Yep.
Hello.
Excellent. That's Peter Kaufman.
My goodness, hello Peter Kaufman. I've never seen you before. I'm very happy to be
I saw Peter Kaufman once out in Carlton Place. But anyway, how many people here have volunteered for the Canadian Folk Music Awards before? Wonderful, wonderful. And how many people here are music lovers? Good, no one's kicked out. Okay, great. We're going to hear another couple of sets from Jocelyne, Ellen, and Everest. Sorry, brain. And then after that, I encourage everyone to stay as long as their car parking is valid. And come say hi to us. We'd love to say hi, and we'd love if there are people here who don't know one another. We'd love you to meet one another.
Nous vous retrouverons ici en avril pour les prix de musique folk canadienne 2025. We're pretty excited to be coming here in April 2025.
And we'll see you then and there and here.